Okay, so there's a lot that it seems like I've missed out on. There's a lot that I feel like I have to make videos about and record because, I live for all of this. I live for pop culture. You guys live for the drama ma. Welcome back to my channel. It's Keisha Uncut. How are you all doing? We're going to be talking about Selena Gomez and this new post of hers and the conversation currently being had. Over on my main channel, we've spoken about the 7-part series that's doing its round on TikTok and how everybody has been talking about like Hailey's, I guess, 10-year obsession with Justin and Selena Gomez and how she really fought and pushed through it all to try to get the man that she wanted, So that's what's happening over on my main channel. We're talking more about that. By the time this video goes up, I would have done a video reacting to allegedly Hailey's new obsession, who is Sabrina Carpenter, and kind of what that looks like according to the Internet Oddities, who's a YouTube channel who's made like a bunch of these videos about Hailey and her obsession and kind of like calling her out for a lot of the scariness. I have told you guys, especially over on my main channel, that there is something I find a little bit questionable about Selena Gomez, and it hasn't always been this way, but when I started to actually turn on my brain and clock what was happening, I started to realize that she isn't exactly innocent when it comes to everything. Of course, she's got her heart broken. Of course, she has gone through so much in her life, and whether that be in terms of heartbreak, or whether that be in terms of her career, whether that be in terms of the pressures of being a woman in this industry, whether that be in terms of her health, I don't know, you name it. She's expressed so much and has been very vulnerable. But I do think when it comes to Selena Gomez, the story has been quite repetitive. And it came to a point where I know a lot of her fans, her hardcore fans, live for these stories because they can relate to heartbreak, or they can relate to maybe going through a major struggle in which you never thought you can come back from. I don't know, okay? And you're allowed to love Selena Gomez. This video is not meant to be intended to now make you change your opinion and hate her, because bitch, I ain't got time for that, respectfully, okay? But I do think I'm starting to clock certain things, and I started to clock certain things a couple years ago, and I did that at a time where it was hard for me to say that, because I think a lot of people typically favor Selena Gomez. They love her, they're obsessed with her, they grew up watching her, and they feel like they're close in proximity with her, they're besties. When in reality, babes, you don't know the woman from nowhere. You love the makeup products, you love Wiz Baby Place, you love the music, find her pretty, whatever it may be, but you don't know these people, okay? And I've always kind of felt like there's this victim mentality complex thing that she has going on, in which I started to clock, truthfully. I don't know, I think it makes for an interesting conversation. Grab your popcorn, put your feet up, and let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you disagree with me, tell me you disagree with me. Obviously in a nice way, because if not, bitch, you will get blocked. I don't want you on my page, Blackiana, in the words of Nicki Minaj, yeah? Hey you, yes you watching right now, pause this video and quickly go and follow me over on Instagram at itskeisha_. I'm going to be hosting a giveaway once I hit 40,000 followers over on there, and plan to do some giveaways over on my YouTube channel too, so just stay tuned, be on the lookout, because I'm going to be giving away a bunch of different goodies, electronics. I think the last thing I gave away was like an iPhone. I'm going to be giving away beauty products, clothing items. You do not want to miss out, so definitely go and follow me. It's Keisha_. It will be on the screen for you guys right now. Is the challenge accepted or not? Selena Gomez posts a photo. I mean, I just want to give you guys a bit more like clarification here. She released an album called I Said I Love You First with her fiance Benny Blanco, who, obviously produced the album. And she's done some very interesting things which can be seen as attention seeking. I would hope that she would get to a point, especially at the age that she's at right now, to understand that, hey, I've been on the internet, I've been doing this whole internet, I've been famous since I was so young, I know how the tabloids work, I know how fans work, I know how people work. I just would expect you to move a little bit differently. I do find it very interesting though, however, that the 7-part series was doing its rounds on TikTok, specifically app that, yeah, you can control your For You page and the algorithm, but to what degree? You're always going to see random stuff pop up, like cooking videos, even though maybe you're not interested in cooking videos. You might not be interested in the whole Hailey, Selena, Justin drama that's been going on for a flipping how long now, but you still will come across it, especially if a lot of people are talking about it, and it may seem it could be your interest. I don't know. I do find it very interesting how when that was making rounds on social media again, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco would be on their way to be releasing their album, which came out on the Friday that just passed. I Said I Love You First. Some of the songs on the album, I think it's a pretty cute album, by the way. I think a lot of it is like chill. Selena Gomez's voice to me is very like chill. Yeah, very chill. She does what she does and she's pretty good at doing it, if you ask me. And she's good at what she does, and she has this formula that's worked for her, and she's continued to do it, even though I thought she was going to retire. I don't know, maybe because I think at one point she said like she's too old to be a pop star. But it's like, girl, you were literally in your 30s. Like, everybody just calm down. If that's the case, then girl, what do you think of Beyonce? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason. 30, like, can we stop it now? 30s is still very young, and I would hope to still have a career at that age, okay? So there's that. I kind of disagreed with that. But anyway, she posted a photo, and I guess in one of her music videos for a song from the album, she's basically looking back at her earlier days, which a lot of celebrities do. Miley Cyrus did the same thing in one of her videos a year ago. And I guess Selena Gomez has a top that says, all the girls at this party are younger plus hotter than me. Girl. Selena Gomez has always been really pretty. Like, she's been so pretty. So pretty. Like, everybody loved Selena Gomez or wanted to be with her. That's what it was, especially when I was younger, like in secondary school, primary school. Like, when Wiz the Way We Plays first came out on Disney Channel, everybody loved her character, yes, but also found her really pretty. Loved her style, especially the revival era. Oh my goodness, the bitch was eating. Like, I don't know who her stylist was at the time. They gave what needed to be gave, okay? The hair was on point. The outfits were very complimentary to her body. Everything just felt perfect, and it felt very much like, okay, this is a star. You look like a star. And I feel like Selena Gomez has always been gassed up to be fair, for the most part. I think people have had their opinions on the trajectory of her career. Is she gonna go in this way? Is she gonna be acting, music? Can she sing? This, that, and the other. People have questioned certain things. But when it comes to her beauty, I don't really think I've heard a lot of people say that she's ugly. I think that a lot of people hate that she's put on weight, which is such a crazy statement because that bitch is her body and not yours. But okay. I don't know. It's weird to me. I just feel like this to me kind of gave pick me. It gave pick me. It gave pretty much once you know your fans are going to come in and defend you, because that's what they did back in 2022. The whole Bella Hadid situation too, which I wasn't necessarily a fan of, and I feel like whether she intended for it to happen or not, especially back in 2022 when that whole situation did happen with Selena Gomez and Bella Hadid, it was kind of like a lot of Selena Gomez stans uplifting one and shading the other, and guess who they were uplifting? I feel like at that point where I would hope that your frontal lobe would have developed anyways, you have a little bit of insight on how that could potentially look. You know, by posting X, Y, and Z, it sends your audience to move wild. I mean, the ones who aren't the most sensible and the ones who literally are far up your arse cheeks. Do you know what I mean? Not really a fan of this post. I feel like, girl, you know the whole comments is just going to be, girl, you're pretty, you're pretty. Oh my God, what do you mean you're so pretty? Like, oh my God, you're so pretty. But Selena Gomez, you've always been pretty, but pretty. Even though she's always been pretty from a young age, I don't know a single person who's found Selena Gomez to be ugly. Are people discussing her looks and attraction now because she puts on weight and because of this and that? Yeah, but who cares? You know, for the most part, she's always been typically favoured or seen as attractive or seen as what a lot of women would like to look like. I don't know if she's trying to, like, if she might be releasing this as merch or whatever, but like, I'm not gonna wear a top like that where it basically looks like I'm envious of the next person, or it looks like I have low self-esteem, that I am looking at other people in this party who are younger and hotter than me. Like, wearing a top like that just doesn't make sense to me. Now, have I worn tops that like were cutesy and very Pinteresty? Sure, but I've always thrown it away, donated it. Cause girl, I come to my senses afterwards, like, bitch, I don't need these self-deprecating comments on my top. I don't know, I don't need to purchase that. It giving very much fishing for compliments. And that wouldn't be the only time I felt like Selena Gomez has done exactly that. Are we still doing this? Her work revolves around social media too. But also, you're Selena Gomez. You know, you can have someone handling things for you. I do think that she does have this mentality of playing victim. And it's like, we get bored of it. You know, I'm sure there are some Selena fans who are like, girl, okay, we'll leave this alone. Also, with a few songs from her newest album with Benny Blanco, I do think there was a song on there which I know she's saying like, you guys shouldn't interpret it the way that I know you guys are going to, but that's why some of these titles are absolutely crazy. Call Me When You Break Up. Like, you know the type of message you're sending. Like, at the end of the day, there is a bit of strategy behind it. It was the first single that she released from the album. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system or is not available at the tone. Please record your message. I don't know, I feel like she's kind of playing into the narrative of like allegedly how Justin Bieber had called her like 23 times.
Yeah, I received your message, all 23. You know I'm Jordan with G-O-H-E.
I don't know if I can say the real meaning behind it, but later.
Call Me When You Break Up. I want to be the first one on your mind when you wake up. I miss the way we stay up. We talk about forever when I'm taking off my makeup. Call me when you break up. And maybe for a time I could have the space they take up. And maybe you forget what their name was. And when you're feeling down, I can show you what you're made of. I don't know. Just a tiny bit weird here. Okay, so there's a new single which is titled How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten, and a lot of people believe that the lyrics are aimed towards Hailey and Justin Bieber. It is lyrically the musical version of Winning the Breakup, with a pre-chorus that goes, "'Cause you walked in, big ass grin, talking like we're friends, honey, what were you thinking? He loves me, I love him, look at you. Just look at you now." You know, pretty much like that. You know, the typical, Selena Gomez style. Again, it works for her. She's good at what she does. The "look at you now" line harkens back to Selena Gomez's rare track, "A Look at Her Now," which captured her finding her confidence again after her final 2018 Justin Bieber breakup. But before fans jump to conclusions that song is about him or any specific ex, it's worth noting that Selena Gomez said in the narrated edition of her album that this track is not targeted at anyone specific. Now, the thing about this is that Benny and I created this album from experiences that we had together and in the past and present, she said. A lot of people like to dissect my music, and I can tell you that this specific song is much more about what we've experienced. It's not my past, it's just an honest song, and I think that's all I want it to be. Fair enough, that could be true, but also I do think it is quite tactical, the titles of some of the songs from this album, alongside some of the lyrics too. It can be easy to be interpreted into something else. And then there was an Instagram account called Shade of SMG, which I guess is Selena Marie Gomez, and the headline says, #single soon by Selena Gomez is predicted to enter the top 20 of Billboard Hot 100 charts, but needs stability. To which she didn't reply by saying, "Broke my hand and had surgery. I don't care about selling anything. I'm just happy to make music with my friends." I don't really know what the relevancy was of saying that you broke your hand and had surgery. But then to also continue by saying, "I don't care about selling anything," but you literally have a whole like makeup line. I'm sure you've had merch out at that time too. You do want to sell records. I don't know, I found that a little bit interesting. But yeah, the whole "broke my hand and had surgery," I don't really know what the relevancy of it was, but Selena Gomez will remind you of some things when she feels like she needs to, even when it doesn't necessarily relate to the context of the situation. But that's just one example. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you think when we have the conversation about Selena Gomez playing victim or being a pick-me? Catch you guys real soon for a brand new video. Bye.